So if you don't master this one skill in your life, it's gonna break every single chance that you have at success. And it's also the topic of today's video. So I wanted to give you a little bit of insight and a little bit of backstory on how I actually realized this, and studying a lot of successful people as well, doing like millions, if not tens and hundreds of millions of dollars per year. But before we sort of get into like what this one thing is, let me just like preface this by saying that it's a huge mistake that I also used to make back in the day when I was just starting out. It was actually probably the biggest thing that held me back from just seeing success with the thing that I started with. Because when I was starting out, I wanted to do anything and everything, you know? Like I would just jump on any opportunity and the grass was always greener on the other side. And because of that, it led to me not really being able to like develop my skill set. And it's a huge problem that I see with beginners in today's marketplace. Because I mean, I've probably taken 1,000, maybe 1,500 sales calls at this point, and my main focus in sales right now is just like course and business opportunities online. And the biggest thing that I see holding people back is the exact same thing that was holding me back like 45 years ago, which is basically just starting something and then quitting way too soon, you know? Because if you're not willing to put in the grunt work, and if you're not willing to actually put in the effort to develop the skill set, you're never gonna get anywhere. And that was a huge mistake that I made, because I would start drop shipping, and then 2 weeks later I would start SMMA, and then 2 weeks later I was gonna become a pro gamer, and then 2 weeks after that I was gonna start a fourth thing, you know? And because I never actually stuck with one thing for a long time, I never actually got to see myself develop within that one skill set and that one field. And so instead of growing and starting to see results in one skill set, I would just do something for a short period of time before jumping onto the next opportunity. And it kind of leads you into this like death spiral of you never succeed. And because you never succeed, you end up wanting to try something new, and then you try that new thing and you don't succeed with that, so you start something new again, and you're basically stuck. And so the main thing and the main topic, or the main like point of this video, is you need to develop your patience, because the first step to being good at anything is to suck really hard at it in the beginning, you know? Imagine the first time you tried to write something, or imagine the first time you jump on a bike. You weren't as good and as proficient of a rider or a biker as you are today, right? But it seems like for some reason, when it comes to like business and like taking your career to the next level, people sort of have this weird idea that it's this completely different thing to anything else in life. But it truly isn't. And instead of seeing patience and like jumping from, let's put it like this, patience and being able to stick with something is the price that you have to pay if you want to be successful. It's a part of the recipe. You can't get away with not being patient. And if you are willing to be patient and stick with something, it's just a matter of time before you really reach your goals. My first sales call ever, I sucked. You know, I remember 10 minutes before my call, the call was confirmed. I was sitting there, heart was pounding, I was shaking, I was nervous as like crazy, you know? And it was actually that bad that I was considering calling my prospect and canceling the call for no other reason than me obviously just being super fucking nervous to take the call. But I ended up taking the call, even though my heart was pounding throughout the entire time. And looking back at that call today, it was obviously an abomination of a sales call, but somehow I ended up closing the dude. He ended up being the first ever SMMA client that I ever landed. And because of that, I ended up working with him for a few months. And actually, it opened my eyes to the fact that like this is possible. If you're just willing to put in the work, if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to be, as I said, patient with what you're looking to do, it truly is just a matter of time before you start getting results. Because me today on the phone or me today on Google Meet is a completely different beast than what I was 4 years ago when I took my first sales call. But if it wasn't for that sales call, and if it wasn't for the fact that I was willing to stand in the crossfire, dig myself into the trenches and actually put the reps in and try and improve, I would not be where I am today. And so that's truly the lesson of this video, is just like, be patient. You know, what you're looking to achieve, it is doable. Just know that it's going to take time, and most likely it's going to take way longer than you initially thought. And that's fine, because 99% of people are not willing to pay that price of waiting and putting in effort and not seeing results. So if you're a part of that 1% that's willing to do that, sky's the limit, man. So hopefully this video finds you well. Hopefully you got something out of it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.